All right, here with Frankie, and we're talking flowers, but before we do that, can you show your socks? Because they are my favorite. Can you get these?
Go.
I think they're monkeys.
I always say, you know what I say, right? I say if your feet are not having fun, if you can't start with fun at the bottom, how the heck are you going to have fun up top? That's what I always say.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. You know, I'm looking for some fun because this weather has been breaking everybody down. So I thought we'd take a departure from the weather right now, a departure from the winter, and look forward to spring. As spring is 14 days away officially.
How's it? The ground's going to still be frozen.
Yeah, the ground will be frozen. 3 to 4 feet of ground frost right now up in Markham and Stratford, where I was over the weekend. I was there speaking. They're running their water consistently in Stratford because they're finding that a lot of the pipes are freezing, so they're asked to run their water. So let's get away from that right now.
Get away from it.
I'm going to show you some new things that you're going to be seeing out there in garden centers this year, new introductions. We've been having problems with impatiens, which is a shade plant, and that's been getting a disease. But what will replace the impatient in many gardens this year is this here, which is a begonia. And I love the name of this begonia. It's called the Whopper begonia.
What?
Yeah, what makes this a whopper of a plant? Well, it's not the plant itself in terms of its vigor, but you can see the size of the bloom to the right-hand side of your screen there. That is the size of the whopper bloom, where begonias traditionally don't have big flowers. This one here has a flower that's the size of your palm, so big impact. It can be in a part sun area, drought tolerant, super easy, going to replace the impatient that's been having downy mildew. A great selection.
All I care about is easy, right?
And this
easy
is
maintenance.
easy. Yeah, truly easy. Now, the Perennial Plants Association. For people that are not plant geeks like me, there's a thing called the Perennial Plants Association.
You're part of it.
And yes, and they are what we go through and we look at different perennials and we say to ourselves, what is the perennial plant of the year?
Is that what you say?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And this one here is a Panacetum, which is also an ornamental grass. This is an ornamental grass, which is called Northwind. It's a nice compact mounding grass, which is important. Many ornamental grasses start to go all over the place and then they get into being work and not easy. This is indeed easy, and this has a wonderful winter interest, and we can take a look at some of the winter interest as well.
Can that one hang out with the Whopper?
Yeah, there's a winter interest. So this is what it looks like in winter. So that's important. You want to pick a plant that looks good in summer and one that looks in winter. Yeah, you could underplant this Panacetum, the Northwind, with the Whopper. Now, you know, with your Whopper, go crazy, go crazy. I'm going crazy too. The #1 plant in the vegetable garden, #1 thing grown as an edible is...
That isn't edible?
No, that is edible.
That is
what
tomato?
Tomato, you got it. Okay.
Okay.
So in the world of tomatoes for this year, the new tomato, and this is by the All-American Selections, this one here is a new orange tomato. It's called the Chef Orange. And the Chef Orange itself is really wonderful in cut and color. You can see it to the top there. It's a nice lighter appearance, so that for salads would be really interesting.
Tastes the same.
Flavor, it has a really nice flavor profile. Medium-sized tomato that is crack resistant. When you want tomatoes here in Toronto, you want to get anything that is crack resistant.
What does this mean?
That is a joke. We'll just say crack resistant. That means with the tomato that the skin itself won't crack.
Got it.
Grow beef steak. Now, for those that have smaller spaces, this is a new introduction in the world of eggplants. This is what's called patio baby, and this one here is a nice small eggplant that has a beautiful bloom that will grow at a bush type, so it grows in pots. There's Dipladenia. I want to show you one that's called Rio. This is a nice patio tropical.
Where do they come up with all of these names? So
Rio,
fancy.
this is wonderful.
I know,
this one here, drought tolerant, will bloom during the season. You can bring it indoors. After you bring it indoors, it will bloom, and then you can pop it out. And then finally, I want to end off with the Raz. This is the Rad Raz. The Rad Raz Knockout Rose. And this is a knockout in your garden. This also is disease resistant with bright colors, one that's going to do very well. So those are some of your new introductions. I'll put them on frankieflowers.com as well as BT Toronto.
And at Frank Ferragine if you got some questions.
Tomorrow I'm going to be at the International Home Show just down at the Metro Toronto Convention Center.
There you have it. I'm getting a Whopper. We'll be right back here on BT.
It is Wednesday. Whopper
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It is.